We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
It's time for us to get into the show, and good to have you here. My name is Adu, of course, and it's time for us to take a listen to analysis of the stories that I've made the rounds in the past week, and of course we'll not be sailing alone, because in just about a matter of minutes or seconds I would let you know who's going to be taking us on that voyage. However, before we get into that, I would like to start by letting you know that this is a very interactive show. So do stick around and make sure you join the conversation. We'll let you know how you can join us later on the show by joining us on Twitter and also via WhatsApp. Well, having said that, it's time for me now to introduce to some and present to others the one and only Guru, Mr. Godwin Etakibuebo. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Adu. How are you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. Welcome.
Are you addressing what's happening today?
Well, I heard they're sharing money in Lagos Talk Studio, so I decided to look like someone who's ready to receive millions. Oh, sorry, point of correction, billions.
Dollar or naira?
Well, currency is subjective.
Yeah. Have you traveled to Zamfara of recent?
Well, no, I haven't. There's a no-fly zone, so we can't fly in there.
Have you traveled to Niger State of recent?
Good question.
Because we're expecting some billions. So are you one of the negotiators now?
No, I don't have any negotiation skills.
All right, Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. This is Adu and TheGuru. So we want to hit the road running today. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to Kate Anauge. Kate. I call her Kate. She's my daughter, so to say.
Right.
Kate, yesterday was your birthday exactly, yeah? No, Saturday was your birthday exactly. Happy birthday. And God will grant you more days on this earth, and you shall fulfill your days. All your days, that day will help you to count and to fulfill them. May He give you enough wisdom so that you will know how to apply your heart to wisdom. You know how to number your days. Kate. Then let me add this that Obaro Gaye, our petroleum specialist, will be in the studio with me tomorrow during the morning digestion show. And he's a man that every person is interested in having. Because a lot of abracadabra had gone in the petroleum industry of Nigeria within the past how many weeks. Of course, a minister for state, Timothy Silva, former governor of Bayelsa State, once told us that issue concerning petroleum matters, mostly the PMS, had been fully deregulated. But the PPPRA brought not only the pricing, the new pricing, but a template to justify the new price of 212.6. Let's just call it 213 naira per liter at the petrol station. And he told us this. Timothy Silva, he told us this. And of course, therefore, what it brings a question up. The question is, what is the meaning of deregulation? Can you deregulate and regulate at the same time? That's become an issue. So then the PIB, petroleum, this thing is being passed. The National Assembly told us that by April they will pass the bill. So it will go to Mr. President. That bill had been there for the past almost 16 years. But Senator Anang, who is assisting the president on some matters, said that a seminar is coming up in Abuja tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday. And the seminar had to do with modular refineries, in the illegal refiners, how they will bring them into the system. Would this not crush the trajectory of the PIB which the National Assembly, international community had suffered about? All this Obaro will talk to us about tomorrow by the grace of God, because we had seen how many versions of that PIB. We have seen the version that was created by international community. We have seen the version that was created by government. We have seen the version that was specially created by NNPC. We have seen the version that had come from the community, the oil producing community. All of them, as they were coming, they were dying, they were crashing on each other. So, Obaro will come and talk to us about that. And of course, the historical perspective, before I allow Adu to read our menu. Who was the first American president? George Washington. That is his name. He was the first American president. I don't think I want to deal too much on that today. He was a war general, he was a military officer, a very successful one for that matter, and was born February 22nd, 1732, died December 14, 1799. He became the first American president from 1789 to 1797. Like as I said previously, he led patriot forces to victory in the Nation War for independence. You know, America fought a very brutal war in order to gain its independence. And some people were telling me a few years back that maybe Nigeria did not fight such war. That is why we really don't know how to cherish our independence. I don't know. So, the historical perspective is, who was the first American president? And the answer is George Washington, February 1732 to December 14, 1799, was an American political leader, military general, statesman, and founding father who served as the first president of the United States of America from 1789 to 1797. Historical perspective for the day. Adu, do what you know how to do best.
All right. Thank you, Guru. And thanks for staying with us still. It's Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. And just in case you just caught us by accident, this is Adu and the Guru. Now, we do have a custom here where we dish out a menu of the stories that are coming your way today. May not be all we'll talk about, but predominantly would be an exhaustive list of items that happened in the previous week. So let me start off by giving you the menu. First is Buhari's daughter demands retraction, apology from Sahara reporters over publication that was captured in the Premium Times. Also, another story from the Vanguard, breaking. Gunmen dare Buhari and kidnapped Kaduna school female students is also another story we will be looking at today. Also, return £4.2 million Ibori loot to Delta State, reps orders FG, and The Guardian captured that story. And still from the outgoing week, Gumi speaking, government officials always present whenever I meet bandits, and Daily Post captured that story. So this is where we'll start from today, but not all we'll do in the course of the show.
All right, thank you very much, Adu, for doing a very neat job, as we would always be doing. Very, very neat job. The first story, Buhari daughter demands retraction, apology. Somebody told me just last night,
Right.
that the matter has gone to court. So for that reason, I will step it down. Let's leave that. Breaking, government day Buhari kidnapped Kaduna school female students. I think the matter has been enlarged more than that. Those students are that, is it agriculture or something?
Technology college.
Technology college. They are just, it's becoming belated.
Well, there were some that were escorted back.
But because it's becoming belated because other kidnapping had taken place.
Oh.
And more are taking place. Even as of this Saturday, kidnapping took place. Even in Kaduna. The topic, as Vanguard pick it, is that government day Buhari, because Buhari said no, that those school children in Zafara, yes,
Will be the last incident.
After Kagara, then Jegebe what in Zamfara. That's after
Kangara or Kankara.
Kankara in Katsina State.
Yes.
So President Buhari told us that the one that happened in Zamfara will be the last. It is probably for that reason, that statement reason, that the Vanguard newspaper captured the story, Gunmen de Buhari.
There's Buhari, yeah.
So, what has Buhari done? Then, our airports are no more safe. The kidnappers went to the airport in Kaduna. They went to the junior staff quarters and they picked the number of people they want to pick and they went back into the forest. And as of, is it last night or night before last? They now went to the senior officers' quarters of the same airport, Kaduna, to pick those number of people they want to pick. But here they met a little because the Air Force was called upon and the Air Force moving. In the struggle, I wouldn't know if they were able to depart the zone with 1 or 2 or 3. I don't know. But what we are saying is that the audacious operational modus operandi of the kidnappers or the bandits or whatever you want to call them is becoming showing greater and greater.
Yes, it is, and there was a video, Guru sir, of the students that were kidnapped when they were appealing for the government to intervene.
Of course.
In the background, apart from the inhumane treatment they received, one thing that caught my attention was the stance of one of the kidnappers who was captured in that video. The way he was well kitted, like
yes,
he had military experience,
and he wasn't carrying double barrel anyway.
He was carrying an AK-47.
So, and the president has said,
"Shoot
we
aside."
will come to this.
Okay,
we will come to this. Talk is cheap.
Right.
Walking the talk is the issue. The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today is Major General Muhammadu Buhari. Far back to 1984, he had attained that rank of Major General. I respect him for one thing. He happened to be one of those military people that took power by force, coup d'etat, of course, that never promoted himself. I must respect him for that. All of them, their first anxiety, their first ambition is to promote themselves after arriving. And the man who was there, he came to power 31st, Sunday, 31st December 1983. And he was kicked out by his very, very good friend, IBB, Ibrahim Bademasi Bangida. On the afternoon, the Buhari wife prepared food for 2 of them. They ate in the afternoon on that day. One of the reasons why Buhari refused to forgive his wife for allowing the ate and he was kicked out. But until that time, the man never promoted himself. He had the opportunity. He retired as a 2-star general. But all others, Abacha retired as a 4-star general. Abdulsalami Abubakar retired as a 4-star general. Olusegun Obasanjo retired as a 4-star general. But Muhammadu Buhari retired as a 2-star general. I must respect him. And that, to me, put him in the same pedestal with Mama Gaddafi. Mama Gaddafi
was just a colonel.
Was a colonel. I remember many years ago, we visited that country.
Okay.
Was it Taisho Lairi that led us? Or who? I forgot. We visited 2 places, Moscow and that place. And a colleague of mine raised a question to Mama Gaddafi. So in your army, you have 4-star general, 3-star general. Why are you still a colonel? He said as of the time of the day of the coup, he was a colonel. professionally. And that having succeeded overcoming, he transmuted from military services to political services. That as a politician, that if he should promote himself, that would be fraud. This was his answer. To be fraud. So, but that's not the issue now. The issue is that as a military officer who really pursued some militant at a time in life, that he even crossed Nigeria border into Chad Republic. And it took the president of Nigeria then, Shehu Shagari, Elijah Shehu Shagari, to have reminded him that you've crossed our border. He said, let me bruise their nose. He showed audacity in military operation. But what has happened to the man? Could it be only a matter of it? We shall come to that. We shall come to that. By the time we shall be assessing Gumi's statement, we shall come to that. Now, let us move. Ibori case is a simple case. Ibori was charged to a Nigerian court, and the jurisdiction was created so that he could move from Kaduna to Asaba. Ibori moved to Asaba. 170 charges were brought, and it took a very, very diligent judge. Please read my lips. Diligent, let me put it in quote. To quash all 170 charges within 1 hour and set Ibori free. People like Ike Clark, Papa Ike Clark and co, they were behind those battles. Because a petition had to originate. And Ibori made a mistake. Jason Alef Ibori. Odidigboribo. Don't ask me. These are his oriki. They are his oriki. Odidigboribo. If he had taken to the creeks of even Delta State, nobody would have been able to say. But he made the mistake of going to Dubai. Escaping to Dubai. And Dubai, he was easily caught and sent to the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, they don't need to bring 170 charges. I think they brought, is it 6 or 4? Of course. He admitted the man that was discharged. He tells you about how horrifying sometimes, not the law per se, but operators of our system, all branches of system, either executive, legislative, or the judiciary can be. Because a sane judge sat down in less than 1 hour, discharged 170 charges and said the man is free, but he was gone. Now, the loot has returned back. It's supposed to be around 6-point-something million pounds. I don't know where the remaining 2 million pounds is. Maybe we'll ask those speaking it. But the issue now is that Delta State cannot access the money. That the money will now be used to finance second Niger Bridge, to finance Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, to finance Abuja-Kano Expressway. How many times or how much money do we need to finance these 3 projects? Somebody is being fraudulent with facts. I'm not saying that the person is being fraudulent, but somebody is being fraudulent. And of course, in this matter, we have to meet Abba Malami. We have to meet Abba Malami. But before meeting Abba Malami, let me say this, that SERAP, that is Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, had made a fact known. SERAP wrote to the federal government that tell us under the Freedom of Information Law, tell us what will happen to this Abacha money that is returned. 2 trans returned. The one was $322 million, then the other one was $308 million returned. Then the federal government released information that the money will be used to finance Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Abuja-Kano Expressway, and Second Niger Bridge. This was the letter the government released. Now, we are talking again now that this Ibori money is for that. In the first place, let me put this on record. Let us look at what I will term Nigeria's looting armada. All Abacha loot, we are told, goes for Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge. Most of Chinese borrowing, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge. World Bank borrowing, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge. Recover loot from other corrupt politicians, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge. Pension funds borrowing, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge. IMF borrowing, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge. 5% of Nigeria yearly budget, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge. 50% hike in VAT to fund Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge. And now, Ibori loot is again going to Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge with Abuja Kaduna. How many? How do we continue like this? So, people are now saying, no, it cannot be so. That it cannot be so. Serap has spoken, and many lawyers have said that when the money of Dariye was recovered and returned back, it went to Plateau. When the money of the missing DS, what's the complete name now? Is it because the man is there that we used to be very, very close in those days? The former governor of Bayelsa State, whom Goodluck Jonathan was deputy governor to, Alamesia. When his money was returned to Nigeria, it was released directly to Bayelsa State. And the judgment in London that got this money for us specifically specified it that the money should be returned back to the people of Delta State that were victims of this looting. But you know, Abaka Malame is now saying it can't be so.
Yeah, because he's speaking that.
And he says this. In consonance with existing framework or model engaged in the management of previous recovery, the Federal Executive Council directed that the instant repatriated funds should be deployed towards the completion of the following legacy projects: the Second Niger Bridge, Abuja-Kano Expressway, and the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. This is what he said. Now, I have just given all the money that will go to this. It means we don't know how much Nigeria will be borrowing and bringing to finish the Second Niger Bridge and this. I want to be brief because there are real issues that will blow people's minds that we will discuss. Then, if we now go to the case proper, we will see the statement being made and the interpretation of the law about it. So, our House of Representatives had ordered, its order, it's not even a motion, the federal government that the money should be released straight away to Delta State, that it doesn't belong to the federal government. Neither can it be taken to go and finance this. This is all right. But then,
I was going to mention that Malami was speaking that the structure is under the Nigeria Social Investment Authority, the NSIA. And the NSIA has a 5-year plan which incorporates the three areas, that the three things he mentioned, but they're majorly focused on rail, on gas pipeline, motorways, and ports.
And he added even on that, he added that the structure that fought for the battle were federal government structure.
Yes.
So those are neither here nor there. Under the law, as I listened to Falano, as I listened to many other lawyers, and I had to call 2 lawyers in the United Kingdom who now quoted the judgment and specifically how the judgment attached the returned loot to debtor state because victims are debtor people.
Yes.
So, and Ibori was not president of Nigeria. He was not minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yeah. He was governor. He was governor of Delta State. So if there's anything that happened like that, it is. And some people are quoting that Delta State went to court there to say their money was not missing. No, it is misinterpretation. Don't forget that no riba. I don't really want to dwell on this thing because there are a lot of issues that I must have to go to. No Ribadu deposited $15 million with the central bank, alleging that it was money Ibori used to bribe him. It was that $15 million that the governor of Delta State then, Emmanuel Eweton Uduagha, came out categorically to say $15 million was not missing from Delta State purse. So people turn it around now that they said there's no money. But the man, whatever he operated it as governor of Delta State. So if they were to be victim, if money were really taken away, it couldn't have been from the federal purse. It couldn't have been from Ministry of Education.
Absolutely.
It couldn't have been from Ministry of Women Affairs. It couldn't have been from the presidency. It could have only been from Delta State. So the money must return. And this was the attachment to the judgment. Let me finito cascaraela. Edaxi. So let us move forward. You want to know the language?
No, I already know the language.
You know it?
I know the language.
All right. Let us look at two major things. The first one is the Ibori loot. To me, we've talked about it. Let us look at the second one that blew people's mind. Major General Babagana Mongunu. His full names are Major General Mohammed Babagana Mongunu, a retired general of. I was told by his classmate that he's very, very intelligent. I have never met him in life, but two of his classmates that served with him in the Nigerian told me he was very, very intelligent. He told Nigerians that billions are approved by Buhari for purchase of weapons nowhere to be found. And the federal government was quoted, I've seen it. I'm pulling this report from the news guru. The news guru, TNG. And by the grace of God, I am an editor at large in TNG. So TNG did a very good work as Premium Times will do sometimes and quoted Mungulu. The Nigerian National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Mungunu, has raised an alarm over missing billions of naira approved for purchase of weapons under President Muhammadu Buhari. He said when the newly appointed service chiefs assumed office, they did not find the weapons that their predecessors ought to have purchased. Look the language here, ought to have purchased, meaning they did not purchase them. But he went further on his narration to say that maybe they were purchased from America, maybe they were purchased from the United Kingdom, maybe they are still on their way, but they cannot find them. Neither is the money to be seen. Then a few hours later, the same Major General Mugulu now said he was misquoted. I am sitting here now on authority of nothing but facts of conviction, which the law needs before you can secure provision of judgment. To say that Major General Muhammad Babagana Mugunu was being economical with facts. He said what he was quoted to have said. He said it. I had asked two friends who are so too vast in Hausa language to please interpret word by word of that, because it was an interview he granted to BBC Hausa services.
Yes.
And the interview every word that be interpreted, it is as the newspapers or the media reported it. So why would this man now turn around? There is a problem with the Nigerian leadership. It's for the reason that we are not going anywhere. And this is the typical one. So it means either the money, he said that I am not saying that the money is stolen, no, but when the money is being kept, we cannot find it now, not the weapon purchased, and that the new service chief appointed had admitted they did not see. He said it. So, sir, General, National Security Advisor, advise us well. Don't lie to us. Don't tell us lies. Don't tell us lies. Because Nigerians are wiser than that. Your languages, your words have been interpreted. And you did not say that the Hausa BBC, Hausa services, BBC, misquoted you. No. It was your word. Now, there are a lot of things Nigerians need to know. Because immediately this one happened, when he was asked in that interview, he said, I am sure the president will investigate this. As I'm talking to you now, even the Nigeria Governors Forum has started questioning where the money is. He even brought witnesses, Nigeria Governors Forum, that they are even asking, where is the money? So I assure you that the president is not playing with anything that has to do with the people. All right. Okay. Thank you, sir, for telling us this. Why would you turn back? Let me quote one of his statements again. I can't say the money was stolen, but we didn't see anything. And even the new service chiefs said they didn't see the weapons. It is possible the weapons are on their way coming. Maybe from America, England, or other places. But as at now, I didn't see anything, and the service chiefs, too, didn't see any weapons, too. Quote. Then he suddenly said, no, that is not how I put it. How did you put it? You did not put it anywhere. You put it the way you put it, and it's interpreted. So why would he go back? Let us interrogate a lot of issues. This is our big story today. This is Periscope, of course. Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you in advance, you know. You know, sometimes I walk my brain fact out. As of the time I sent something to you last night, I only told you that there are a lot of things that I'm still working upon because I was working the phone, trying to reach people, confirm this for me, confirm this for me. The man make a U-turn to say, that is not the way I put it. Let me not dwell on that. Having made that U-turn, a lot of things had come to blow. The National Assembly had now said that the governor of CBN and the chief of army staff should come to tell them how weapons purchased for the Nigerian military or the Nigerian security community for battle against Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping, and all those sorts of vices are now with the bandits and the kidnappers. Nigeria government, your money, my money, our money, they will take it and import something. Import arms and ammunition or weapons, because it goes beyond only those things, for the fight so that we can be at peace. Then those weapons purchased with our money will now be something that be used by the bandits, by the kidnappers, by members of Boko Haram community. Isn't this sad? It is a sad thing. It is a sad thing. Let us still interrogate it more. Immediately after the Liberia war, some armed robbers were arrested in Ogun State. And you know what? The rifles that the armed robbers were using as of the time of arrest, they were rifles that the Nigerian Army used in Liberia war. Which means the returnee from Liberia, the rifles they brought,
somewhere along the line,
passed hand. The Inspector General of Police then did not believe. So he sent delegates to go and check. And I decided to follow them. I followed them. We saw this thing. And of course, they got in touch with the military authority. But you know where the police goes in touch with military authority in matters like this. You know how it ends sometimes. If you are doubt, go and ask Wadume. Don't ask me. In Taraba, ask Wadume. Don't ask me what is happening. Now, I will still move forward. On December 9th, 2019, December 9th, 2019, Babagana Mohammed Babagana wrote a memo. I will read from the original. Can you see this? I want you to see it.
No, I can see from your screen.
Yeah. This is it. This is the original memo. Signed Babagana Muguno, Major General, retired, National Security Advisor. Distribution, external action, CDS, CEF. Oh, the list was unlimited of the distribution. What was the memo about? The memo was, he sent the memo to the chief of the first staff, who was supposed to be number one in the hierarchy. He's the only officer, either from the Navy, from the Air Force, or from the Nigerian Army, who goes with 4-star. The chief of army staff, the chief of naval staff, the chief of air force staff, they go 3-star. Then you have the major generals who are 2 stars. You have brigadier general who is a star. He wrote this memo. Chief of staff to the president is not a presiding head of security. Neither is he sworn to an oath of defending the country. As such, or professional practices such as presiding over meetings with service chiefs and heads of security organizations, as well as ambassadors and high commissioners, to the exclusion of the NSA, that is the National Security Advisor, and or supervising ministers, are a violation of the Constitution and directly undermine the authority of Mr. President. Such acts and continuous misdemeanors by the chief of staff have not only ruptured our security and defense efforts, but have slowed down any meaningful gain that Mr. President has sought to achieve. The last paragraph of the 3-page memo, this is what it says. Pursuant to the foregoing, you are by this letter directed to desist from these illegal acts that serve nothing but the continuous undermining of our national security framework. Any breach of the directive will attract the displeasure of Mr. President. This was a letter written by Major General retired Mohammed Babagana. And his grounds then was against the chief of army staff to the president. That is the late Abakari. And if you read down, it pointed to one thing, that when Nigeria were asking that all the service chiefs should be removed, that it was Abakari that sustained them. And that Abakari was presiding over meetings that are for security matters. That he will summon the chief of staff, even including the chief of defense staff, CDS, and he will preside over there. When he has nothing to do with the military, it was the same Muguno that was crying that the chief of staff to the president then had the usurper functionalities. And he said because of that action, the successes of those battles against Boko Haram was limited. So we now know from this revelation that we would have won the war against if the president's house were to be properly put in order. And he talked many things. And this pitched him against not only the chief of staff to the president then, the later Bakari, pitched him against all the service chiefs. This is the revelation of this story. Now, until now, that probably has a leeway, because the demeanor of the Ikubet Chief of Staff, Professor Gambari, is not the same as the late Abayari. Now, so the early statement he made, he met it. That is why I decided to bring all this revelation. That he met it.
What he said when he was with the BBC.
Were not to be found.
Interestingly, Guru, you remember that story where there were soldiers escorting about, is it 5 billion naira in cash?
No. We want to neg the one that took off from Maiduguri, and they were breaking it into pieces. By the time they came to Sokoto, it had broken into pieces again. They arrived Kaduna. By the time they arrived Kaduna and they were to take off, they went to sign their guns out because they are on pass. On pass in military language meaning you are on leave, approved. Otherwise, you will be declared AWO. They signed and they now moved. We were told again. Oh, a Major General lost his job on that matter now. But we are now told again that as of the time they left Kaduna, what they were living with was now only 800 million. We're talking of 6 billion that left base. And Kaduna, I don't think I want to go into that.
No, it's just to refresh memory.
That
because
is in my broadcast last night,
yes.
I said that I have a lot of lamentations.
Yeah, I saw it.
They are lamentations that originate from frustrations. And this can lead somebody, if God is not on your side, to depression. And you know, once one goes into depression, not to talk of the Nigerian system of government that we operate, they are difficult. So, Mongulu met what he said. And don't forget, Buratai.
Yes.
Buratai had made a statement that my hands are clean. Very, very clean. Abomefuri. Afuri is the name of somebody. Afuri meaning all whitish, like the eagle. You know the eagle bird. All whitish. So, Burataya said, are these the type of people that President Muhammad Buhari has to again promote and give him some? I don't really know. We don't understand why the president did what he did. Until I understand it fully, I will hold my judgment so that I will not be unnecessarily judgmental.
But sir, the office of the chief of staff, the influence the chief of staff has, could it be that probably he held the gentleman at groins because of that influence? I say, if you don't succumb, like what the NSA was saying in the memo, your jobs and etc. will be at risk.
Look, every office, the importance of every office is as much as the creator of that office gives. I will tell you this again. I will add this to it. Olufalaye. I think between Olufalaye and Patutomi was the youngest when he picked. But Olufalaye was a very, very young permanent secretary, Minister of Establishment. Very, very successful. From there, he moved to become the managing director of NAV. And President Ibrahim Babangida wanted him by all means to be his secretary. We are talking of secretary to the government of the federation. We are not talking of chief of staff.
Yes.
And Ibrahim Babangida now sent Olufalaye, professor, lecturer in the university, before Olufalaye left the university, joined the civil service, and came in par with his boss, Abayomi, the late. And Abayomi arranged something looking so mysterious, but nothing mysterious about it. Olufalaye was going on leave. He was traveling with the wife. Olufalaye with the wife, they are just like this, so tight. He was to fly to London first, then to America. Somehow, the professor was in the same plane. After taking off, Abayomi came to come and meet Olufalaye. So he did tell Olufalaye wife, Yawomi, so you were traveling, okay. Then after a few minutes, he came back. Then he told Olufalaye wife that, please, my dear wife, go and sit with your sister. That is his own wife. That I have something to discuss with my brother. And he brought the issue of that the president would have loved him to be his secretary. Olufalaye said, I would never. They talked until they landed. I think Gatwick that day. They landed in Gatwick. They were talking. So, when Olufalaye was going to the US, he found that the professor was on the same flight again. And when Olufalaye was returning back to Nigeria, he discovered that the professor was on the same
flight.
These are security arrangements. Monitor him and get him. As they were about to land in Lagos, he told him something. He said, I will tell him your rejection. I know your principle. I even told you it will be difficult. But because that is the president of Nigeria, do yourself a favor, and you are doing me a favor. Go there, meet him, thank him for his offer. And because I would have told him before we arrived there that you can't take it for so reason. He would respect that than just for you to
ignore him.
Olufalaye said no problem with that. So he got, the arrangement was fixed. Olufalaye was to meet President Ibrahim Babangida in Marina here, the Marina
State House,
where Tafawa Balewa was taken from David. Now, surprisingly, President Ibrahim Babangida came to the step of that marina to wait for the car, Olufalaye car coming. Olufalaye is alive. Anyone who has opportunity, ask him this question. If exactly this will happen. So, as the security were opening the door for Olufalaye, President Ibrahim Babangida stepped forward and took his hand. And he used the language. He said, you are welcome, my secretary. He had his hand and they were throwing into the building. And he said, my secretary, there is a paper for you there to sign for me before we go for our, because we are just having our dinner. We are not doing anything. You just sign the paper before we go for. Olufalaye was called. In order to go more, to get to Olufalaye, President IBB gave him one assignment. He said, the way you want to function as secretary to the government of the federation, he said, go and draft it. The type of powers you want to inherit, the position you want to occupy. He said, draft it. He said, and it will be gazetted. As Olufalaye did that, it went on gazette. Olufalaye appointment became the first, I don't know if now, and I want to believe the only appointed secretary to the government of the federation that carries functionalities of that office. All documented. It was for that reason that Olufalaye became a very, very strong secretary to the government of the federation. So, your functionalities as an employee depends how much your employer gives to you. Take, for example, every picture either with visiting foreigner, visiting head of state, that Buhari took during the tenure of Abba Kyari late. May God bless his memory. Or bless his memory. Abba Kyari would always be there, to the left, immediate left of President Muhammadu Buhari. He would always be there, in all pictures. It is to the extent of the power given to him. What brought them together, I wouldn't know. But I was still talking, I was on a narrative journey before you brought me to this level. The narrative journey, that the reason why President Muhammadu Buhari gave appointment as ambassadors to these ex-service chiefs, I wouldn't know yet. It might not necessarily be that, does this man know what he's doing, as many people are speculating. Could it be that he sent them away out of the country so that every nitty-gritty about that tenure can be? That may be a reason. Because now, either you want to accept it or not, Babagana Mogunu had made a clear statement. All the weapons they purchased or said to have been purchased, ought to have been purchased. That's the language you use now. Mm-hmm. They are nowhere to be found. It is the reason that supremacy of the Boko Haram, the insurgents, the bandits, and the kidnappers, the whatever you have.
Remember the general that was brought from Theatre Lafayette Dolly? And in his infamous or famous video now.
No, because the man said and could
15 gun trucks.
Do you think Adeniyi would have been the person to record that and send it to against himself? No. Somebody did it. Somebody set him up. And that person set him up might probably be a proxy of somebody at that level of power. Because Adeniyi was working. 2 times he saved the life of Buratai. 2 times he saved the life of Buratai. So you need to talk with war commanders that had gone there and come back. I'm not here to, but I'm here to expose this, that these are the facts that happened. I don't know where I will go from here. Now, the other one that ought to have, one should have thought of, let me just look at it.
That's Gumi's statement?
Yes, may God preserve you. Without you, what would I have known to do here? I would have just become a liability on myself. Without you, God bless you. No wonder. But I have not told the people that the way you dress today, that your look looks very makes you look valid for foreign exchange transfer at the CBN.
Guru.
And if I should, I will not kidnap you, but I will drag you to the CBN. Is the governor still operating from Lagos or in Zamfara State or Abuja? Because I will present you to the governor there. Give me foreign exchange and dollars.
No.
Boy, you're looking good, man.
Guru, I'm trying to be like you, sir.
All right. Now, Gumi made a statement. And that's the final one. Government officials always present whenever I meet bandits. Okay. Gumi has opened a Pandora
box.
Can of worms. Government officials, either state governments or federal government officials, because he didn't clarify it, officials of government are always with him when he's meeting with so for the governments, either state level or federal level, to come and tell us we don't know who they are, Gumi had told them they should shut up, that they are lying. Because Gumi has said, and of course, don't forget that when Gumi goes there, Gumi goes with security. Either the police or either from the military, I don't know. Either from the DSS. But these are security, fully armed with our own arms and ammunition. Following Gumi to go and meet and Gumi would always meet them in their homes in the forest. Yet, government will tell us we don't know where they are, we don't know who they are. Gumi has told government to those statements. Lai Mohammed, are you hearing me? Shehu. You know Shehu? Where's Shehu? Where's Shehu?
It's Nasser Rock.
Shehu. Additional had mellowed down a little. Femi, on this matter. I think he has just realized not too far ago the boundary of his father's farm. So he's no more crossing it. Shehu Lai Mohammed. Now, government officials, I don't know whether Lai Mohammed is one of the officials. They are always present whenever Gumi is talking. The excess of what Gumi said, let me just conclude on that, is that government knows everything that is happening. So, therefore, ipso facto, is it not a Latin? Nobody should come to tell us that we don't know what is happening.
That was why he had the effrontery to call people calling for his arrest clowns.
He called them because meaning we don't know. You see, lack of knowledge. Hosea chapter 6 verse 4, the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Right.
Isaiah, is it 1 or 9? It says that my people are taken into captivity because they rejected knowledge. For you rejecting knowledge, I will reject you. Any person without knowledge in this world. It is for that reason the Bible says, buy it, sell it not. That is knowledge. We need to have detailed knowledge. When the man is calling people that those calling from arrest, they are this, they are that. Many people had swollen. But come and look the fact he gave. He was qualified. You are telling, who are you? Okay, who are the people asking to arrest Gumi? Isn't it not the government? But Gumi, I told you, government officials are with me each time I'm talking with these people. So what else do you want? I want to know what else do you want. So the man has the right to say, oh, you are calling the government to get me arrested. Allah care you. May God. So now, what is the issue? I have my column for this week. My column.
Okay.
Is going to talk something like this: that Nigeria crisis is an issue of removal of boat and knot. I'm ending up because we must open the lines. I told you the story here. A friend told me that at creation, all nations in the world went to God. They were protesting. I think that was the first day God saw protest from men. And they were complaining that you are unfair to us. Japanese led the protest. And the Japanese asked God, Papa, what is this you think you have done? You no one single mineral resources you give it to me, nothing. And then, oh, God looked at it and said, oh. And all of them pointed to Nigeria that, look, everything in this world, the atmosphere, the weather, the forest, the desert, the creek, then underground, all of them are all mineral resources deposited. No, you can't do this. All of them. The same placard, they showed to God. The same placard. We can't do this. Then God said, according to my friend, I wouldn't know even if he was there because he would demonstrate the whole thing. That God said, oh, okay, mistake is made. I don't have to deny the people the thing I've given to them. I can't take it off them. That would be very, very unfair. But I will do something for all of you. The head of leadership of that country, I will remove a boat and a knot. And once the boat and knot is removed, the coordination will not be too proper. If you are good enough, if you are wise enough, seize that opportunity to enter and exploit them of whatever you want to exploit. Could this be the problem Nigeria is having? This my column, which is coming out tomorrow.
On TheGuru.com?
Yes. Is going to identify all these factors. The sea of confusion. Okay. I think I need to go for refueling. Can you open the line, please?
Yes, Guru. Let me open the lines. And also, do remember that you can join us on WhatsApp as well and Twitter. So I would start today's interaction with those of you on Twitter at Lagos Talks 913. That's the Twitter handle. Lagos Talks 913. Join us there. Let's get talking. And make sure you turn off your radio when you're calling on the phone lines. But let me just give you the numbers ahead. 0809-234-5913. 0809-234-5913. And 0809-222-0913. As well as 0809-191-3913. So let's start from Twitter. And this is coming in from Architect. A federal character, but he plays well. Oh, sorry about that. That must be a previous show. Omovie says he passed his prime. He has nothing to offer. I think this must have been to our friends from Sports Zone. Latif Erin Folami on Twitter, let me just go straight to that, says, good morning, Honorable Guru and Adu. Says, could you please put up the list of those assigned funds to finance the second Niger Bridge and Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? Have you any details on the contractors and the target completion dates? That's the revelation you were talking about.
Making which? Let him wait now.
Okay. Let's move on now.
Yeah, please.
This is coming from Omovie says it's normal. They would just tell him to retract his statement, and that was not what he meant. This government is built on lies. Don't expect them to entertain any truth from anyone. All right, thank you. Etavo B says, Guru, this statement by the NSA may be construed from the sour relationship between the erstwhile former service chiefs and himself, out of malice probably to blackmail them. If the weapons are waiting for delivery, he must have the documents for perusal.
He didn't say, he said maybe they are coming. Read his statement. You will know the interpretation. One, it's either somebody talked to him after granting the interview that,
right,
what is this that you have said? Because, like as I said, life is the IOU of any loser in this game. You want to ask why the former chief of the first staff, who was removed, was killed. And the narration of the killers
by robbers.
That robbers did not hold, because they said they had the fact that he wanted to go and pay for a new farm that day. When he carried the money from his house in Abuja, going to Lafia to go and pay for the land, you did not wait to rob him so that you can collect the money, because the purpose of that robbery was meant to be to collect the money. It was when he was returning from the farm, where he must have given the money, that you came to kill him. Don't forget that, you see, most of these services, haven't they served in other areas before? I don't want to go beyond this. Maybe my narration in other...
Let's take some phone calls now.
Please do.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Ogadun.
Good morning, Enang.
Yeah, this is Enang calling from there. Saguru, good morning.
I salute you, sir.
Yeah. Saguru, I think your novel here that talks about God giving all resources to Nigeria and the Japanese protest, I would regard that I would take God in that aspect to be the British, because God himself created everything, and the Nigerians really never pray. God bless them. So right now, if we are talking about that, if you are saying that God will remove leadership in Nigeria, it will look as if our leaders...
I didn't say God remove leadership, number one. And I did not say that. I did not take credit for that joke. I said a friend of mine told me.
I really understand your point, but I want our leaders not to to dwell on that and think that maybe really it is not their fault. We can see there are still people that have right thinking that can lead this country to a better place where we are clamoring. So I think, and also, like you said, what you mentioned about the arm deals, that the former chief of army chiefs and all that were given a man to possess arms for Nigeria.
And I'm sorry, we have to take others.
Please, you have one. Please,
and I'm sorry,
because
of time.
1 minute so that others can contribute, please.
Hello, good morning. All right, please turn off your radio. All right, okay. Back to WhatsApp now. Chief Chike from Makute says, good morning. I find it nauseating that some northern leaders are advocating for mercenaries to battle our happy criminals. But if I may ask, must we employ the services of Rambos and commandos to defeat the elated misfits? And who is going to be paying? Nigeria's ground troops do wonders outside the country. So why not here? Hello? Hello, you're on the air. Please, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Mr. Adu.
Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Oh, Tune, good morning to you.
I would like to speak on the issue of insecurity.
All right.
If care is not taken, this issue will consume everybody. So look at Kaduna. Look at how bandits invaded the school and kidnapped hundreds of students. Kaduna is the most fortified city. It's the most fortified city in Nigeria now. We have the NDA, we have the one mechanized division of the Nigerian Army, and several security formations there. How is it possible for a group of criminals to invade a place and spend several hours there, kidnap like 100 or 200 students without passing without passing through any checkpoints when they are going and when they are coming? So this issue is to me, it's a conspiracy between some unscrupulous security agents and some powerful politicians.
All right. Shogun says No bandit was killed or arrested yesterday in both foiled kidnappings in Kaduna, despite the sophisticated weapons like gun trucks, fighter jets, etc. the Army and Air Force used. Was it only to pursue the bandits away to be able to carry out another kidnapping? Is it because shoot at sight AK-47 bearers 2 months now is yet to start? Have the military been warned because of Gumi's lamenting assertion that only soldiers from a religion kill bandits? Let government stop pampering these terrorists. Our dear Guru sir should help us dig deep into these. Is that mission impossible? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Could you speak up, please? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Ibrahim.
Chief Darlington?
Ibrahim.
Okay, Ibrahim, please go on.
Yes. Good morning, TheGuru.
Good morning, sir.
And the Saga, yeah. My take on this is that our government are full of lies. I think I grew up to meet them lying. And I'm over 50 now. And the same lie, something that is white, they'll tell is black. I don't really know where we are going. On security issues, the people that are actually want this out, if they love Nigeria, are the past leaders, the military leaders and politicians. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Abu. I'm calling from Korea right now.
Awesome. Go ahead,
morning,
join the
Mr.
conversation.
Guru.
Thank
Good
you.
morning, please.
Yeah, honestly, Mr. Guru, sir, with all this information you are giving us, honestly, my head is about to explode here. Please
hold
help
it.
us reduce this. This information is too much, and it's crazy. But my own advice now is that, Mr. Guru, please, on this one that you just mentioned, on the borrowings, you have mentioned like 7 borrowings on just 3 projects. 7 borrowings, major borrowing, major money. Sir, can we just do our own little investigation by, let's get the amount of these projects and calculate and find out from them how come they have not finished this project. How come all the looted funds, all the borrowings are going to just 3 projects for crying out loud? What do these people think us for? What do they take us for? Do they think we are fools? Is it that they don't know that we have brains and we are calculating these things? How come on this else? Major 7 borrowings. Major. Just 3 projects. God.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. Bugizi on WhatsApp says, hi, we are clamoring for true federalism, which can't be achieved at one fell swoop. In trying to move salary scale from the federal government and be determined by what each state can pay, NLC is kicking. Do they really know what exactly they're doing? It's like we like to kick against anything new without doing deep thinking. The other state is asking for the loot that they claimed wasn't missing before, instead of us to focus on states and local governments to deliver dividends of democracy, but we look up to the federal government. God bless us. God help us.
You know, on that statement he made, let us get something clear. In the United States of America, there is what to call the minimum
wage,
which President Biden has just moved and he has signed into law 3 days ago from $7.5
per hour
to $15 per hour. So the issue of minimum wage, you cannot compare America saying because, but there are some states in America that pay more than that prescribed by the federal, not below. So maybe
at the time it was 7. California was paying $10 per hour.
That's what I'm saying. Let the spokesman should find the spokesman who just should find.
How do you know this spokesman?
Finally.
Good morning to you.
Hey, Mr. Adu.
Good morning.
Morning. This is Adeyemi. Good morning to the Guru of the world.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the great analysis always, but sometimes I try to call. It's always very, difficult to get to you. Now I'm there quickly.
You are welcome.
Thank you, sir. I have a lot of respect for the Guru, and I know that the Guru is from Delta. but I am not basically leaning towards the recommendation that the stolen funds should go back to Delta. I remember what happened to Econet. That managing director was, taken out of this country. In fact, he ran out of this country because of the activities of this same person involved in this whole saga. Wanting a lot of money from what was on the internet. So that is the thing that I would not want it to go back, because Delta people I have very close relationship with, but they don't have the confidence to tell their leaders, you are doing it wrong. It's not unlike the Yoruba land.
Okay.
Secondly, sir, the whole question of attack and whatever that we are having, I have a simple solution. All gates, they don't have to lock up the gates to schools, but all gates now to schools and offices, please let us have electronic gates now, so that you have, codes. If you don't know the code, you cannot enter the gate. And then have cameras. Cameras should be there to be able to monitor who is around us and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you.
Let us have solutions, but they should not lock up all our schools. Our children must go to school.
Thank you very much. Please, two things quickly.
Right.
I read what the news are saying. On the Ibori matter, please, would you prefer to go through the technicalities of the law, or would you prefer us to go through on illegality? I am not here to bring out my opinion, except the areas that I can define something. I gave you 3 examples. That year money came from UK. It was returned back to the Plateau people. Alimesia money came from UK. It was returned back to the Bayelsa people. Why would this one be different? And I gave you the attachment, the attachment pronouncement that the court attached to it, the owner of the money. So would you want to go contrary to that? Please ask people like Femi Falana and co. Then on the, your suggestion that electronic...
but the bandits didn't come through the gates.
No, wait a moment.
Of the
they are very, very good. But can I tell you, in Niger State, there are only 60 secondary schools. And you may want to know that the geographical size of Niger State is almost equivalent of the whole of Southwest. Mm-hmm. Only 60. And out of the 60, the incumbent governor, had spent 6 years now, almost 6 years. He had been able to repair only 15. Or to modernize only 15, whichever way. So, and don't forget that the secondary schools are responsibility of the states. Mm-hmm. Of course, they're supposed to be under the state, but the states are taking them. Where will the money come? And each repair, each renovation cost him, according to their budget, according to what they spent, 350 million. In some saner climate, that 350 million probably will be able to repair the whole 60 or renovate the whole 60 together. Don't forget that a federal government budget gave contract of perimeter fence building a kilometer at 2 billion naira per kilometer. What the worst scenario should have been for 15 million, but a kilometer, 2 billion naira per kilometer of perimeter fence. Let me not go into all these ones. So your suggestion is good, but would you be able to implement it? Please, let me not deny that.
Let's move to WhatsApp. Someone is sending a breaking story saying schoolboys kidnapped in Niger State. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Thank you for that. Ibori case, you cannot expect Uduagan to say Ibori looted Delta State money while they are family members, they are relatives. Uduagan's submission is not Delta's people's mind. But he didn't put his name there though. Chief Udo says, good morning, sirs. An attempt to kidnap students foiled. No bandits were killed or arrested. Even the kidnapped students have their video where they are being tortured in circulation, and soon ask Sheikh Gumi with his government officials entourage And soon, Sheikh Gumi with his government officials entourage will still go into the bandits' enclave to take selfie, and this government is still looking for information on how to solve bandit issues.
Thank you very much.
He says, well, I'll just sit down and look.
Thank you.
O'Shea says the Delta state government isn't claiming the funds. It is a group of Deltans that are asking for it. During the Ibori investigations in the UK, the Delta state government swore an affidavit that the state funds aren't missing. They rejected the funds to protect Ibori. They still maintain Ibori did not steal. If they claim the funds, they have to show proof that it's theirs, meaning Ibori is culpable, and they wouldn't do that. Hello?
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Turn off your radio, please. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Ortega calling from Ikeja.
All right, Ortega, real quick. Go ahead.
I want to thank Mr. Guru for his position as far as the recovering from Ibori is concerned. What I want to say is that the position of the federal government is nothing but political. Why I said it is political is that I believe that if Delta State were to be an APC state, this position of the government would have not been adopted. Because there is a precedent, and Mr. Guru has emphasized on it. It is not just a state. Because we have Bayelsa, we have Plateau. So why should Delta be different? If you are even saying that you have an MOU signed with the British government, I believe that the MOU did not specify, although I've not seen the MOU, but I know that MOU like that would only mention that the government will use the money for a project that will be monitored by the UK government. The government has other federal projects in Delta State. If you are not confident with the state government that they will utilize the money to the benefit of Delta State indigenes, who are the original owners of the money, ordinarily you would have invested the money in your project and the indigene would have benefited. This is not an issue of what government has said before, that there's no money missing. We are talking about the indigene. They are the owners of the money.
Thank you.
They are the owners of the loot. Ibori looted the money from Delta State and from no other coffers. They are the original beneficiaries.
All right, sir.
I think in the interest of justice, in the interest of fairness, and based on precedence on ground, it should be given to Delta State or perhaps be invested in federal government projects. That's my contribution. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Hello? Turn off your radio, please, and call us back. Apologies, we can't take that. All right, before we quickly go to the knowledge drop box, let me read 2 tweets and we'll put the curtain there. Udochukwu Nade says, good morning, Adu and the Guru. I think Mr. President sent the ex-service chiefs out to avoid a repeat of what happened to Alex Bade. Adegboyega on Twitter says, who is in charge of the country? If all we get to hear is that PMB isn't aware of things happening in the country, this is not the first time statements like this will be coming out from the villa. Who are those calling the shots? Is that rhetorical, Guru? Or periscopical?
This guy mentioned Alex Bade. And I mentioned Alex Bade without mentioning his name. I never knew that the federal government had laid the liens on the account. Please, sir, please return that money now so that I can pay it back on the process. Otherwise, I will lose my job within the next one. Though the bank manager made the arrangement of his own to get another money, the money was returned. That was the day that was his private account. I'm not saying he did it still, but of course, it was not confirmed by any court of competent jurisdiction before he died. So he died just as a suspect. Therefore, his innocence should be presumed
until proven guilty.
And now, nothing will be proven guilty against him because he's nobody. What happened? The man became so frustrated. I'm talking of Alex Bade, the first general. He became so frustrated that he went to go and meet his junior sister. That is President Muhammadu Buhari's wife, Aisha Buhari. He went to me. I said, look at my life. Look at the case I have. Please, I want you to intervene. must I live my life like this? Then the woman asked, intervene from who? I can't discuss that with my husband. He said, maybe you can talk to the chief of staff. Then the woman now called the chief of staff and interceded. She did not say release or no. She said that Alex Bade has something, the former chief of the staff, I have something to discuss with you. Please, Allah, would you want to see him? That was said, okay, she come. And Alex Bade now went. Because this was 3 days to him appearing in court to defend as something in chief. And at that point, I wouldn't know what to discuss with the madam. Maybe he told the madam that even if money was missing, am I the only one? If that is the case, then I will go there and split the bill. Maybe. I don't know. And maybe when he got to Abba Kyari, maybe he mentioned it. But he spoke all for 35 minutes to Abba Kyari. Then Abba Kyari said, okay, I will see to what I can do about it. I will get back to you. Abba Kyari did he say this word, did not say this word. But did that information now filtered out? I wouldn't know. Because some of those people are top of the power then in the military. Were the director of operations when approvals were being given by Badi. Somebody recommended the thing for Badi to approve. Could this be the reason why he had to be taken off? I wouldn't know. May God save us. As we talk here now, many people are sitting somewhere comfortably, decided that, so with these people, this is how much far they want to reveal. It is because God is on our side. God is on our side. Godwin Agboko, who was killed on the Solo Bridge, the journalist with, was it this day? Godwin Agboko. I don't know how many years ago now. Maybe 10, maybe 15 years. What was the storyline he was pursuing? I don't want to go to that here. May God save us. Please, can you put me in properly, officially? We're talking of the father of Nigerian nationalism. And we identify him to be Herbert Macaulay. Herbert Elias Olatuji Ojuolawale Macaulay. These are the full names. And another quick thing is that we remember him more for his mustache.
The famous mustache.
Which Yoruba call Irinmuniwaya. That's how Lagosian put him. Irinmuniwaya. Irinmuniwaya. Meaning his mustache is more or less like wire standing. There is this coin of remind me now.
The 1 naira coin.
It's your days now. You were around there.
Oh yes, the 1 naira coin. I remember.
He's there. But let me take you quickly. We spoke about him the other day. Let me take us to the last one, because if he's in the building already, I know I've done over 2-3 minutes of my time, which is very, very bad. I will apologize to her. And unfortunately, you listener, you will not be there with me. Macaulay married Caroline, his private life. Caroline Price, daughter of an African superintendent of police in December 1898. Their marriage came to an end in August 1899 upon Caroline's death during childbirth. And Macaulay is reported to have vowed never to marry again, and he held to that. But that did not mean that he never had some attachment. He never married again. He never gone on the wedding day, but he had other attachment. I think I will stop it here today. Whatever remains of Herbert Macaulay, who is father of Nigeria nationalism, I will dish out for you next week Monday. So far we have a good ride today. You have known every comprehensive thing concerning the Mongolo, and the memo he wrote December 19, 2019, and every revelation there, you got it free of charge. But all those things are stepping down into my website in a few minutes from now. And thank you for being with us, and you made the journey enjoyable. I must thank my Oga here, Adu. I said that this your dress, they will not match me, but I don't mind. My mother left some pieces of cloth for me. I can put them up and add those pieces of cloth and enlarge them for my
for your own use,
for my benefit. Now, please, on Twitter is @Godwin_Brebu. Facebook, Godwin Itakiwebo. Then there is a page on Facebook. It's called Vetra Column. The Vetra starts with capital letter V. The column starts with capital letter C. Then my website, which I benefit of all these things because continually being uploaded for your benefit. It costs you nothing. All you just need to do is to have data. Go there and download. Like all these things, all those memo and code, they are going into that place now. They're free for all Nigerians because I don't have to keep anything on my brain. I must this because one of these days, it's not yet. This guru will drop dead. And anything he failed to release now will be taken away. I would hate a situation where God will question me. What happened to this thing I gave to you? You did not dish it out as free property to the people. That is why I'm releasing everything. The website is www.godwintheguru.com, www.godwintheguru.com. And of course, the telephone number that is exposed to you is 0906 887 0014. 0906 887 0014. Tomorrow is a date, not the Guru and Adu. It's a date on the Money Digest. Wednesday is a date on the Money Digest. Until Monday, where we shall meet on this platform again. Oh, I don't forget, Obaro Ogari is coming here tomorrow. And Kate and Ari, happy birthday again. Until Monday, where we shall meet again. Please keep yourself out of trouble. Bye-bye.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.